Alright guys and girls and whatnot, I'm back here again. I'm doing another video. I had I had recorded a video earlier this week, but there was some problems, so it won't get uploaded, but I will cover that topic at a later date. And it has some similarities with this video in the fact that these are more analyses of gameplay elements or a bunch of video games, rather than my past two videos which have been focusing on the future, more speculation on the future of certain franchises. So this is just looking at video games as a whole. I did, with my previous video, I didn't feel too comfortable in talking about talking a good 20 minutes on a certain topic. I mean, it's a lot harder. I find this a lot harder to do than just speculating on the video game's future. So yeah, basically we are analysing video games as a whole, and today we'll be looking at the whole idea of a small open world. Basically, let's start off with a lot of games with big budgets. They push for huge open worlds. We have Fallout, we have Skyrim, we have Dragon Age, we have Witcher, we have a bunch of others, even Zelda, which isn't... The ones that I have played, they haven't had too much. I mean, Windfall was kind of big. Wind Waker, sorry. But, you know, the new Zelda is kind of pushing for like a really huge open world. And I could list a whole bunch of others, but they're not... coming to my head right now. So with that being said, I honestly think that whilst huge open worlds are awesome, small open worlds can be just as good, and that's pretty much what I'm talking about here. Basically, with small open worlds, it allows a lot of stuff. It allows when you have a small open world of inhabitants or NPCs and whatnot, it does allow for like that area to be really descriptive, if that's the right word. Just, you know, basically every character, every member of the town has some sort of characteristic and just personality that really shows. And I mean, I'm using an example from Wind Waker, which is also a game with a reasonably big open world, but that island Windfall, you know, it just nailed a town in my eyes. I've never seen a town in a game. I love my towns, but I've never seen a town in the game do it so well than Windfall Island. It's a very small island. There's about 15 residents, but each one has an interesting side to them. A lot of them have side quests, and they're not long side quests, and the side quests don't feel like fetch quests, which, I mean, these huge JRPGs such as Xenoblade Chronicles, great game, but when you go in and do these quests, you don't feel any personal connection with the character. You just, okay, I've got to get that to get my XP and whatnot. It's the same with Deus Ex Human Revolution, one of my favourite games, and I'll probably be using it a lot as examples. You know, during the... that'll be a spoiler, but, you know, certain parts of the game, you come across pedestrians that say a lot of interesting stuff, you know, related to the story. You know, you go into certain houses and there'll be like TV screens, and, you know, each apartment you visit, there'll be something secret. Majority of them will have something unique to them. It can get repetitive, but the point is that it feels... you feel really in tune with that town, because it's just a lot of effort put into creating it and making it have character. And, you know, I can say open worlds can do it. Big open worlds can do it. I mean, an example would be GTA 5. I mean, I watched a video of Trevor firing a rocket launcher at Michael's house, and then Michael calls him up, tells him not to fire it at him, fire it at the house. But I mean, that game has a huge budget and it's a definite success. So to expect a GTA 5 from all big open world games is quite a lot to ask. And I mean, I haven't played this game in ages, but one that definitely reminds me of the advantage of small open worlds is the darkness. Once again, actually, to be honest, it was a train station that was the only interesting place in the darkness, because when you actually visit Chinatown or wherever, there wasn't really many people around. But in saying that, at the train station, it really was well drawn for a game that didn't have great graphics to begin with. But every character in those train stations had a side quest, had a story. It was interesting. It wasn't just someone walking by saying something just completely useless. And you know, you can kind of see this when certain games with big open worlds you know, they've got this aim to just make it big, that they don't make every area, every square meter something unique. I mean, Skyrim is a great game, don't get me wrong, but you do find areas where it is just the same old terrain. I mean, the mountains, a lot of the mountains are very similar. There's that, I think it might be the second or first town you visit. Around it there's just these grass plains, and there's nothing really that unique between those grass plains, apart from maybe the monsters that you come across. And it even comes to dungeons like the Dwarven Caves. I love the look of the Dwarven Caves, but towards the end I was just a bit like, a bit sick of them. And it's the same with Just Cause 2. Whilst before I finish up on that, they do have a huge variety of terrain in Just Cause 2. It basically, if I remember correctly, has deserts to mountains of snow. But whenever you're in a certain biome, you're going to get the same stuff in that biome. You're not going to get anything too unique. Once again, a great game. I enjoyed it, but the open world was not as descriptive as I thought. And yeah, that's what I want to get out of this video, is I'm not discrediting big open worlds. I'm just saying small open worlds can be just as good. I mean, Beyond Good and Evil, another great one where, you know, there was one town, but it was interesting because you saw the town progress. You could actually explore the whole of the map, and you'd also discover that a lot of the dungeons and there was really only one town area. They're all very unique, very different. Enemy wise, not so much, but just the terrain. I mean, but the thing with the whole idea of small open worlds is it also relies on the developer. The developer's got to be willing to put all that time into those small areas. I mean, a game that I'm playing right now, which is a great game, and I haven't finished it yet, but that is Torchlight. You know, Torchlight, this is not really a spoiler because at the start, Torchlight is named after the town. Now, I'll tell you what, that town, when I visited it, I don't have any connection towards it. Maybe it could be to do with Bird's Eye View as well, but it just doesn't seem that interesting. It seems like a place where you buy and sell, and you get these quests from people that you don't even care about. With that being said, there was one guy at that town that I found kind of funny, because every time he gave you a quest, he was basically hinting that you're an idiot for going out and trying to get that. But once again, that joke can only be done every now and then. I mean, it was done every quest. But there is also a good thing with Torchlight. I've been talking about towns, but going back, I haven't played many dungeon crawlers like Diablo, but from my understanding, a lot of them, it takes ages to explore every corner of the dungeon. And I think going into small open worlds, Torchlight really shines in its dungeons. It feels like you can actually accomplish everything on each floor without having to spend hours and hours going into each corner and getting this treasure and that treasure. So finishing on that, basically, Torchlight does have its advantage. It doesn't focus on the towns, it focuses on dungeons, maybe not making them descriptive, but at least making it easier for you to actually explore everything. And I don't know how to finish this video, so I'm just going to finish it now, and you'll see my next video. I'll probably try recording on Thursday and uploading it later. Anyway, with that being said, enjoy.